Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the Harbor Community Meeting. Today is the 3rd September 25. Welcome, everyone, and let's get started. I'm sharing the agenda for today, which is, I can find it here. Yeah. So here's the agenda for today. We have already a few topics on the agenda. If you didn't do so yet, please update your attendance onto this board. Okay, what do we have on the agenda today? So we have 3 topics for today. And the first one is from Prasad. Yeah. Prasad, you want to share your topic or share the end-to-end pipeline? Are you muted, Prasad? Nope.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Is it good? So yeah, can I share my screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So as I said in the previous community meeting, like to make the end-to-end test pipeline migration easier, or like to have UI people also to contribute to the end-to-end pipeline, because robot framework is feels like a deprecated framework that is not used widely. So I have adopted, tried testing with the what's it called, Playwright. So Playwright is one of the E2E tests, uh, which is like you can simulate testing your project across different browsers, and it's much more. The good thing is we can generate tests easily by, for example, we don't need to write tests, but we can record us doing a test, and this will generate the code. Like we need to just click on the UI, then it will generate the code for simulating the same user interactions that we have done. So by using that, I have generated a few tests. So one of them is something like a normal user would do with Harbor. This is just a basic test. We can do much more with this. So the only thing we need to do is just set a playwright config in our project in the UI side, and have some variables regarding the retry, and then what are the browsers we need. So it supports Chromium, Firefox, and also mobile browsers too. And then we can set this up. Once it's done, it's pretty simple. I have the Harbor UI running here. And if I hit npx playwright test, it's gonna run the test. And it's also capable of doing accessing the shell, which means it can run Docker pull and like any other commands, such as whatever the shell use cases we need, like Docker push or any others. So yeah, so that is one thing. And yeah, it should be done. So even better is we can do this interactively. If any of the test cases fail, we can check this out interactively. For example, so this is the Docker push, and it's pretty simple then. Like we can have all the tests like directly, and not even like spread out multiple different files with no linting, no nothing. But this comes with since this is TypeScript, it has an LSP support, which means you can get type hints and then usage things. Also, it gives us a good report, which we can see like what are the tests, how the tests have been done. For example, so this is the Docker push, and then how are like the interactions go on, everything. So yeah, and it also comes with an UI. So using this UI, we can run the test side by side. So you can see what are the tests are running, like for example here. So you can actually see how the UI loads and how the elements behave one after another. So this is one thing. If any test cases fail, we can like exactly point it out. So oh, here it's failed, and then like yeah, we can easily fix and debug it. Also, it would encourage to write more E2E tests because currently it's not so encouraging to write, and debugging is literally a pain. So this is much more simple, much more easier to debug, and yeah. So this case is done. So every action we can see how it behaves in the UI, and also how many. Yeah, you get all those nitty-gritties. And the part I'm interested in is the test generation part, which typically means you go here, yeah, yeah, and then you can like record a new test, and then which will spawn a server like a web page, which you can. Yeah, I just stopped it. Yeah, so you can manually go to a web page, record it, what you need to do, and it will write the test for us. So we just need to do this one time. The next time it will do it automatically. So this one also it comes with the check and then like assert the elements and then pretty much what we do in the E2E. Once we have done the testing and we need to like click the stop record button, and you can now see that the record is generated, like the test flow, like what are the things I have done is pretty much listed here. So yeah, this is something I wanted to show. And any thoughts about this? Can we like use this instead of the robot framework? Since it also does have the shell capability, then we would not be missing anything. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what I would like to share.
Okay. We are currently using the robot framework, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this would replace the robot framework with Playwright, and this would also mean we would need to migrate the existing test cases to Playwright.
Yeah. But that would be much easier because once we know what the test needs to do, we can directly use like simulate our user behavior on our own rather than writing the test manually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think what makes sense because we have like the robot framework test cases, I think it would be also quite easy in the sense to migrate it to Playwright, with a AI tool or something, because it's just a
Yeah.
translation. So it might be probably quite, we could get quite far with that, using AI for that to migrate. And yeah,
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you. And the goal would be, so sorry to follow up. The goal would be to replace the end to extend the end-to-end framework that we currently have and use Playwright instead of Flow framework, and also expose the unit tests to the user so that when user create a PR, the unit test would also run, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Prasad, is there any GitHub action to run the
Yeah.
right
Okay.
test
Yes.
case?
Yeah. It directly comes with once we do the init player, it comes with its own GitHub actions. which means this is the GitHub action file for Playwright to run all the end-to-end tests that I have here. So yeah, it works.
Any report for this test?
Sorry, which one?
Is there any report for this test case when it complete?
Report, yeah. Yeah, you will get the reports. Like you can now here it is uploading as a GitHub artifact to the repository, but we can put it somewhere like we usually do with the our test cases.
As an output to the GitHub action, right? So as the
Yeah.
on the
We can
UI.
also put it in the GitHub summary, something like we do in
GitHub
the
summary.
hardware CLI page when we run these tests. We put it there. I think it should be somewhere. So, yeah.
Test code.
So yeah, we put
Yeah.
this as a summary like this. We can also create something like this for Harper too. So we can check like if any failed cases, it will show us. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Interesting. I think it makes sense. So to see if we can replace it and try it out this way.
Yeah. So yeah.
Another question, is it possible to run in a Docker container?
Yes. Sure. Yes, it is. Anything else? And the good thing is it is actively maintained, and then like new features coming out, and it also has better support with AI. Like AI knows if we can like usually use and then generate these tests, and fixing would also be much easier. Like, just use. Yeah, it would be good. Yeah.
It seems that the Harbor CLI is already use this playwright to test to write the test case, right?
Harbor CLI, no, but yeah, Harbor CLI doesn't have a UI, so it doesn't make much sense to use Playwright. Playwright would be much useful if you have a UI, and also like you need to like both the ends, right? So multiple checks, something like so. Harbor it would be useful, but Harbor CLI it's just Go files. So yeah, just Go test.
I think it also can run command line, right?
Yeah, yes, it is. It can.
Yeah, I think for Harbor CLI, most of them use the command line.
Yeah, we can do, but we didn't do it. So we have a very little test on the Harbor CLI. So it's just a CLI implementing the API. So we don't have much test there. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe you
we
can. Yeah, maybe you can use the Harbor CLI project as an example so that we can reference your implementation.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for the CLI, it's a bit difficult because it's mostly designed for UI frameworks, right? So for UI web applications, and the CLI is not a web applications; it's just a CLI. So I'm not sure if this is really a perfect use case, but we can create a PR and see how it behaves in Harbor.
Yeah. Okay then.
All right. Thank you very much, Prasant. I'm sharing a screen with the next topic on the agenda. All right. The next topic on the agenda is regarding the Harbor release to 14 to 15. So,
okay, let me introduce the schedule of the 2014.
you want to share something?
No, just this screen. For 2014, we will release it plan to release in September, by the end of this month. And we are also planning the 2015. We will raise a discussion. If you have any requirement for 2015, please add it in this discussion. That's all the plan of the 2014 and the 2015.
Okay. All right. Good. What will 214 contain as a feature set? So can you give a brief overview? Like what major changes gonna be in 214?
RC, Stone, you go ahead.
Yeah, please.
I mean, yeah, 2014 already RC, and you can check the feature change or any change set from the Go Harbor release page. And we are planning to have 2014 the one at the end of the September as well.
Okay.
And for 2014 the one, there's also some like fixing ongoing. So at the end of the September, we're gonna have 2014 and 2014 the one.
Okay. Good. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Then we have an. Are we done on this topic? Or are there any feedback questions from the community? Okay, if there's no questions, we move on then.
No.
Okay. Then the next one is this is by myself. So I created this proposal, and the goal here is I've been talking with the people from Copacetic. Copacetic is a tool, is a CLI tool that allows you to patch an image. So basically, you take a container image, and then you replace the vulnerabilities in the container images with updated versions. And this is a CLI tool. It is using Trivy data to identify vulnerabilities, and it can, work with basically all container images. And so the idea arose from to see how this capability can be integrated into Harbor, or how can Copa be integrated into Harbor to patch vulnerable images automatically. And because Harbor has a policy-based approach to things, the goal would be to create a patch policy for Copacetic, but it's not really tied to Copacetic because Copacetic is currently the only solution that provides that in the scope. But like vulnerability scanners, we could create a capability that tools could be used to patch container images. And what it will do, you can create a policy on Harbor side where you can say which repositories you want to target, which image tags, which labels, and then based on those images, those criteria, Copacetic will run on a daily basis and create patch versions of the image. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we could.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, because I heard something. So then Harbor would create a patched image versions, and the idea is that the tag would be extended with the patched suffix, and the suffix would then be indicating that this is a patched version, and then the user can just take the patched version instead of the upstream, the regular image, can test it, and if it's okay, they can update the deployments to the patch version, and if not, they can skip it. And there is also the other option to have an ad hoc patching, so that you could select an image and then click on patch, and it will create a patch version of it. So that's the point. And I've been looking into the architecture and design, how this could work. On the Harbor side, we would use then the vulnerability data that the image has, and this would ship to the ownership. We would call Copacetic as a service from the Harbor side, provided with vulnerability information and the image information, and then Copacetic would initiate the patch, and the patched image would be uploaded again to Harbor, so that the user can then use it. So that's the basic proposal in a high level. So if you think that's a good idea, we could implement that. Any feedback, comments on that one?
Hi, Vadim. It's Will here from SUSE.
Hello, Will.
Hi. It's an interesting idea because we're also looking at the point of supplying patched versions of images, because we have, so this is a generalization of the idea of providing an alternate -patched tag. We have a model whereby our customers may receive a patched version of an image specific to their account when a patch has been fixed for that customer in response to a specific case they've opened. And we would then provide them with access to a patched version until we can roll the fixes into the general SUSE maintenance process. So my question is, it's interesting that Copacetic is one mechanism to provide this patch thing, but is it worth thinking at the moment about a mechanism of generalizing patched alternate images from potentially other sources? So you might have an extra upstream replication endpoint that would be feeding into one project. I can give you an example if you like.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand, and I'll try to follow. Yeah, can you elaborate a bit more on that? Because
So
I have a hard time.
Imagine we have a customer who is using our Postgres image.
Mhm.
They raise a support case with us. We fix the bug, and you, as the very first step in the response to that bug, once the patch is available, we provide a patched image just to that customer, where they can test it on their system and say, "Hey, okay, this temporary fix solves our issue." The next step, then, we would take that fix and apply that to the general SUSE maintenance process. We'd fix the image and make it available to all customers. But in this period, in this temporary fix time span, there would also be a scope for an extra patched image. Now, the simple way to do that, and the way that we're doing that now, is we say, okay, here's another project, add this project to your Harbor, mirror it, and go forth and be happy. I'm wondering if instead of your Copacetic approach suggests that you would then upload extra patched images into the same repo that are coming from Copacetic. My question is, would it maybe make sense to think of alternate means to, or sources of patched images other than just Copacetic? For example, other projects from a vendor.
Yeah,
which
that's
then are
definitely possible.
Into...
Yeah, this could definitely be a possibility, because I'm using Copacetic as an example for that one, but I think there's going to be other patching tools that would exist. and this whole thing could be swapped out for something else, so that you could, instead of calling copacetic, it would call out to a different service, and the different service would do some magic things, and it will provide a image as a result, or pull.
Yeah. In the end, the source of the patched image is can be abstracted out. It's unimportant, but the mechanism is basically is that a patched image exists and is pushed to a repository. Maybe there's a nice idea.
This could be used, yes. This could be also used for something different than copacetic.
Okay, well, let's keep that in mind and let's keep talking.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think I have a similar concern, Vadim. I think this is pretty cool, but just patching an image for some for some customer, if they are very critical regarding the skill supply chain images, right? It seems this will breaking some assumption, right? Because we are dynamically patching something which is not sourced from their secure supply chain image generate process.
Well, it does not. The goal is it will not kind of replace the image, right? So it will not replace the original image. So it will provide a patched version of the vulnerable images, right? And it's up to the user to decide if they want to use the original image or if they want to use the patched image. And the thing is that the patched image is, patched via copacetic, right? So copacetic is using upstream libraries to replace. So I mean, that's definitely an interesting question to see how we get transparency here, right? So how do we get transparency in a sense that how can we trust copacetic here in this regard? But the question, it's interesting observation here that if you think about the supply chain, you're basically using a third-party software to do the patching of images, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point. So yeah, how could this be improved or added transparency to that flow for the user additional? Okay, but on the other hand, if you just rebuild, like if on the other hand, if you patch the image yourself, well, basically you just update the image, you're basically sourcing it from the same sources. You're downloading the libraries from the same sources as copacetic would be, but the tool is hiding that somehow. Okay, that's an interesting observation. Thank you.
Yeah, we will review our proposal, Vadim. Yeah, I think this tool is very cool.
Gives you the history of the updates, right? So there is you can inspect the changes that were done for each layer, and then you can craft for that patched tag. You can craft some sort of a release note, right? And then when you upload it to, I don't know, to the registry, then you can say that, well, that patched version, it has these changes in comparison with the regular release. Because my concern is, so the tool it's a CLI tool, right? So the way how it works, you spin up a container is running, and during the runtime, the tool patches the layers of that image and returns you the image. So my concern was, how do we identify what are the changes that we may need to implement, right? And merge it and release it with the regular patch release. Seems like there is such an option. It has like the history, and you can see which layers were patched, and then out of this you can create sort of like a guideline of what needs to be done in a regular PR. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but that's a good point, huh? I think you should add your comment about the history part. That makes totally sense, because in Harbor we don't have. We have some information in Harbor where we could store it, but it should be like in build details, like in build information. it should be kind of a build history, or not a build history, but patch history. In this case, and this patch history should then contain this information, what basically deltas happened to the image.
Yeah, yeah.
Because in Harbor we have, if I think about Harbor, where we would have some options. Just check some projects. So we have the overview part, we have the additions, the summary, the license, the files, and then maybe some like patch history here. This could be information to provide, like if it's a patched version, this could contain this information.
Yeah, is it available in API?
Which the patch information you mean?
Yeah, like the additions. For example, if I'm the customer and have access to UI, then how do I get?
Yeah, I mean, it is because everything in the UI is REST API based.
So I can download the file, so add some instructions like, hey, if you see the patched, if you're curious on what's in the patched, just run this curl and get the file, which is like, changes or something. Okay. Do you want me to provide a comment to the proposal?
To the proposal, then we would not lose this this insight or this addition. Okay. Any other feedback topics on that one? And if not, on anything else? Okay. Any other topics regarding Harbor?
Hi again. I've got a little question. So for SUSE, I'd like to provide a specialized adapter for SUSE's app collection, which is a hardened image repository like Bitnami or ChainGuard for SUSE customers. It doesn't do anything. It's just it's a Docker. It's a distribution like anything else, but I'd like it to be findable by branding it. I've had a look through contributing. Is there anything process-wise I should do to say, okay, this is something that I'd like to upstream and probably get into an upcoming release like 2.15?
Well, if it's a bigger change, right? So it's then a proposal like the one with the copacetic would be required.
Okay.
So if it's a bigger change or extension of Harbor of capabilities in a larger sense, then I would require a proposal and put the proposal for discussion, and then see if this proposal get accepted. Then the PR will also be accepted.
Okay, where should I put the proposals? I see that one was under container
community. Yeah, this is not the proposal is of course in our fork, but it should be in the community. So the community proposal is here, right? So it should be
okay. So it's a pull request in the end.
Yeah, it's a pull request. Yes.
It's okay. Great, fine. That's okay. That's nothing new to me. Okay.
And regarding your topic that you mentioned, there is maybe Prasant, did we create a fix, or did we create a PR for the public repositories on Harbor to fix that one?
No.
No, we didn't do it yet. Okay.
Which
because
topic?
we've been
Which fix?
it's related to I think it's related to your proposal, because there is it's not a bug, but it's a bit of annoyance in Harbor that if you let's say, because it was back in the day, it was different, and now it changed. So basically, if you're unlocked in or not logged in Harbor, you can only browse public repositories if you search for them, right? So there is no listing, there is no browsing, and if you're trying to browse them, for example, this one is a public satellite. You want to browse that, and you get automatically redirected to the login, and there is no option to browse it. And we created a patch to basically restore the basic functionality to make it public repositories browsable or browsable by anonymous or unlocked in users or not logged in users. So
okay, great.
okay. Okay. Yeah, that's so anything else then?
Hi.
Yeah.
Hello, Danish. Hello.
Yes, it's my first time attending the meeting of Harbor. I have been invited by Prashant for discussing a issue on Harbor CLI issue.
All right. Which issue is it? I think it's I think
Go
I know what it
release
is, but
issue.
yeah.
It's
Go
a
release issue.
419.
Okay.
491. Oh, my bad.
Is it related to Harbor CLI?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Is this related to?
Let me take it over.
Yeah.
So the idea is the PR looks great. The one thing is what we consider is Go releaser is changing rapidly. Like from one version to another, it kind of changed everything and it duplicates a lot of things and then reiterate on different things. So it's better if we already use Dagger to create the images for the Docker images of Harbor CLI, but we can use Dagger to create the binaries too. Like Go releaser for generating the binaries and SBOMs is good, but we already use a tool that is capable of doing that. So the idea is to like move away from Go releaser, and since we already use Dagger, we can use Dagger to like have a single binary which can be like packaged into a container and also be given to the GitHub release. Currently, it's two different binaries, like, and yeah. So Go releaser creates its own binary, so we need to avoid that. So that's why this PR is still in pending. So yeah, if we can like remove the Go releaser and have the Dagger to create binary and then like sign the binaries and create an SBOM for it inside Dagger instead of using a Go releaser, it would be better. So
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you for clarification, Crescent.
Hope this is clear. Danish, it's good.
Yeah, it's also there is some code coverage issue that we are discussing that.
Yeah, it's fine. Like it's a CLI, it's not a big deal. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We are already implementing a tested API, tested thing, so it's not a huge issue here. Yeah.
All right. Good. I think we almost.
I have one thing.
Yeah.
So I just want to introduce Ramo, which one of the people I met at KubeCon, and he is also like interested in contributing regarding the E2E pipelines. So yeah, if we do this with the playwright and stuff, like I can get more people into this and they can help us. So yeah, that's something. If I think he's in the call, maybe he can introduce himself. Probably.
Say hi.
Yeah, hi Prashant. Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, I'm Ramu. I'm a recent undergrad from Andhra Pradesh. So I pursued my engineering and want to contribute to the open source that and this open source project and Prashant introduces this project to me and looks interesting to me and I want to contribute this for E2E testing. So I invited by Prashant for this meeting. So I'm looking forward to contribute to Harbor in terms of E2E testing.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome. Perfect. Thank you. happy to hear that Prasant have acquired contributors or people willing to help on the testing side. Perfect. Yeah, before we left, there is one topic, I think, because I see Rani here regarding the PR for the ARM support. So Rani made another PR for the ARM support, and I think we should have a look at that one and approve it. It looks now much cleaner in terms of changes that needs to be done. So yeah, I think we're really close on that one. So to everyone else, please take a look, test out the builds, and I think we're really close now. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? If not, then I would say thank you everyone for your time and attention, and I'll see you all in 2 weeks. Thank you.
See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.